Treasures of Sudanese Sufism, a journey through heritage books and manuscripts. In the previous episode, we began a journey of documenting and exploring the treasures of Sufism in Sudan. A journey through the heritage of Sudanese Sufi scholars, as perceived in their classical writings, manuscripts, and literary works that have been handed down through generations. In that episode, we shed light on the concept of tabagat and introduce some of the most prominent tabagat works in the Islamic world. So it is my great pleasure, dear audience. I'm so very delighted to meet you again. In this episode, I would like to introduce the first Sudanese recorded and written book. That is the book of Tabagat Muhammad Noor, Allah. So to start this journey, first of all, the audience, I would like to share the author's biography, and then the subsequent episode, I will continue my exploration of this important work, examining its various themes and highlighting its historical, scholarly, and cultural significance, and documenting the history of Sufism in Sudan. Stay with us on this enriching intellectual journey through the pages of authentic Sudanese heritage. So the audience, this is our introductory episode in which I would like to share the biography of the writer Muhammad Noor, Allah, the writer of the book of Tabagat, Allah. And in this concern, I would like to draw your attention that this is the first ever written Sudanese record. And the full name of the book is الطبقات في خصوص الأولياء والصالحين والعلماء والشعراء في السودان, which in fact is biographical accounts of saints, righteous men, scholars and poets in Sudan of the Punj Sultanate. And as a matter of fact, and as you follow, this book is written by the jurist محمد النور Allah, who is regarded as one of the most important Sudanese writers, and at the very same time his book At-Tabagat considered one of the most significant Sudanese historical source dealing with the religious, cultural and social life of Sudan during the Punj Kingdom. Professor Yusuf Al-Hassan, the noted the eminent Sudanese historian and the editor of the book, notes that since the publication of its two unedited editions in 1930, followed by the first critical edition in 1970, the book has acquired an important position as a reference work in Sudanese studies. This status is due to its rich scholarly content, diversity of topics, originality of presentation, and its distinctive literary style and expressive characteristics. The book, furthermore, considered one of the earliest and most significant Sudanese Arabic works, documenting the era of Punj Sultanate. It is a fundamental source for studying the spread of Islam and Arabic culture in Sudan, Some researchers even regarded it as one of the rarest and perhaps the most important sources documenting the religious, cultural, and social transformations associated with that historical period. So, the audience, following this short introduction about the book, here I would like to share the biography of the writer. Since recognizing the environment, the social, the educational, the religious background of the writer is so essential in order to understand the context in which the book has been written. Again, I would like to tell that before delving into the context, the contents of the book and analyzing its themes, academic methodology requires an introduction to its author. Understanding the historical and intellectual context in which a text was produced. As a knowledge of the author's life, educational background, and social environment helps illuminate many aspects of the work and provides a broader framework for interpreting and evaluating its contents within the historical and cultural setting. His biography informs that he is Muhammad Noor ibn Allah ibn Muhammad ibn Allah ibn Ali al-Ja'ali al-Fadli. He was born in Al-Halfaya, Halfayat al-Muluk in the year 1726, corresponding to 1139 Hijri. Historical sources indicate that his father was a pious jurist and Sufi scholar who made significant scholarly contributions during his time. He authored a marginal commentary on Muqtasar Khalil and followed the Qadri Shazali Sufi path, much like the renowned jurist and preacher Sheikh Khojal Abdurrahman. So in this concern, I would like to tell that Allah, Muhammad Noor Allah, descended from a religious and scientific family with legacy of writing. For his father, a pious jurist and a Sufi scholar, was a writer. For his commentary on Muqtasar Khalil is one of his contributions that he left behind. See that the sun has built on. It has been stated further that his father was well versed in Islamic jurisprudence and Sufism, taught both disciplines, and was actively involved in issuing legal opinions. And moreover, he served as a judge for a period of time. Muhammad Noor followed in his father's footsteps and inherited his Sufi orientation. Like his father, he became known as a judge, jurist, and Sufi scholar. He was widely recognized for his legal rulings in numerous disputes involving inheritance, succession, and land ownership and property rights during his era. Muhammad Noor excelled in jurisprudence and became a leading authority within the Maliki school of law. His grandfather, Allah ibn Ali, is reported to have been the first scholar to teach jurisprudence at the Great Mosque of Al-Halfaya, north of the present-day Khartoum. Sources also indicate that Muhammad Noor was appointed judge during the time of Sheikh Nasir ibn al-Amin with Mismar. However, he was later dismissed following a disagreement over a legal issue with some scholars of his time. The leaders of the Abdullah tribe subsequently entrusted him with issuing legal opinions on certain matters concerning land ownership and property rights. Upon his death, Ahmed ibn al-Hajj Abu Ali, better known as Katib al-Shuna, described him as the guardian of the legal school and the sacred law, the accomplished and diligent scholar, the God-centered scholar, the Sheikh of Islam, and the unique scholar of his age. The writer of his biography further stated that Allah descended from a distinguished lineage of scholars and righteous men. He did not appoint a formal successor in the conventional sense, but his father had entrusted and instructed him during his lifetime by saying, "When I die, lead my funeral prayer," implying that he should assume his scholarly authority and leadership. This practice later became a tradition among the descendants of the Allah family. Muhammad al-Nur later entrusted his own succession of his nephew, Sheikh al-Hassan ibn Nur al-Din, who served as a judge in the Khartoum court. Interestingly, unlike many prominent Sudanese Sufis, Muhammad Noor does not have an independent dome or shrine, Gubba. Instead, he was buried beside his historic mosque in Halfaya. The mosque itself was renovated during the era of President Jafar Muhammad Nimeri through charitable contributions, including the support from Sheikh al-Saim. A cemetery surrounding the mosque became the resting place of Muhammad Noor Allah and 8 other scholars and righteous jurists. Muhammad Noor Allah died of a yellow fever in the year 1224 Hijri, corresponding to 1809. His grave remains beside his historic mosque, which continues to be an important religious and educational center in Halfaya. So the audience, this is our first encounter with Tabagat Allah, and in this episode, as you listen, just I introduce short biography about the writer Muhammad Noor Allah. So his upbringing in a family that known with love of knowledge, known with righteousness, then Muhammad Nur Allah has inherited these qualities and distinctive features for his grandfather, followed by his father, were known as scholars and Sufis, have their own contributions and their own community during that period of the French Sultanate. So it is not strange that the son follow the footsteps of the grandfather and the father alike. For Muhammad Nur Allah considered the first Sudanese to document the lives of the Sudanese people during French Sultanate through his existing and circulated book. I'm referring here to the book of Tabagat. Our encounters with him will renew in our coming episodes. Before to end the episode here, I would like to point out the sources that already I have consulted to present this session. Wikipedia, Muhammad Nur ibn Allah, biography. أحمد إبراهيم أبو شوق، كتاب الطبقات، يوسف والضيف الله والرواة في دائرة الضوء. Published article on Sudan Nile on 6 of March 2010. عبد الجليل عبد الله صالح، تصحيح المرويات في طبقات الضيف الله، دراسة توثيقية تحليلية في أخبار الشيخين، محمد الهميم وبانق الضرير. 2026. By this the audience I can present those episode. Till seeing you in another episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.